All right, Corey, welcome to the channel, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, my name's Corey. I'm 33 years old. I've been homeless off and on since I started using drugs, and that's been 18 years now.
So tell me, where did you grow up originally?
Right here in Gainesville, Florida.
We're right here in Gainesville, Florida. Tell me about your family and how were things growing up?
Well, my family's amazing. I have the support system in the family that people would kill to have. You know, some people have nobody, and I have a big, loving family that's provided for me and gave me everything I've needed, and damn near 99% of the stuff I wanted. And still to this day, they have not given up on me. You know, I was on a bar pool table before I was a week old getting my diapers changed. My grandfather owned a bar here in Gainesville. So from that moment until my father introduced me to hard drugs at 15 years old, really hard drugs, I dabbled in Galloway. Once I hit a crack rock, I was a crackhead within a week of that moment with my own pipe. And I feel as if I never had a choice to not be an addict. Now I have a choice, but I don't feel as if I ever had a chance to not be introduced or influenced in the way that I was, and I do not blame my mother. I want to get that clear right now. My mother, my grandmother, all my family has done all they could and then some to protect me from what I am doing and causing the trauma and pain to them and myself and my family. They've been doing everything they could my whole life. Ever since I started using cocaine at 15 years old, when I started smoking crack and stealing and hurting my family, my grandmother's only said one thing about my addiction in my life. That all she cared about and wanted from myself is for me to become somebody and be sober and live a life that's worth living. And that brings me to this right here, where we at. We under a bridge right here, right? Them guys down there just kicking it. I'm right here just kicking it. Feel like I'm a little bitch crying on a national entertainment, whatever you want to call it, system. People can see this all over the world, and I feel like I'm a little bitch right now because I'm crying in this interview, and I wasn't expecting to. But my point of this is, you guys, if a crackhead or a junkie, I'm also a junkie, is happy being a crackhead or a junkie under this bridge, let them fucking be there. Let them be there. Don't try to pull them out of it. Don't try to waste your time, your effort, your money, your feelings. Don't try to waste it because it's not going to help. I have more pain and regret and suffering because of my family doing that exact thing. The more they provided for me, the more they tried to get me sober, the more they done all those things, did not make me want to do it. And now I have to deal with that regret now. Like, I've completely run my family over and ruined my relationships with my family. The people that matter in this world, the only thing that matters is money, dope, women. Nothing matters and nothing should be valued in this world but the people you love, family or friends. And family does not always have to be blood, man. But that's the only thing that really truly matters to me in this world. And I don't understand what it is that made you pull up on me, man. I know maybe I needed this for myself. I'm hoping that I can show some people out there that this homeless stuff is miserable, man. I just had my own vehicle 4 days ago. Transmission went out, so I scrapped it for $500. Smoked up my money within 24 hours. Had nothing to show for it. But that was also my house that I was living in. You know, so that was another mistake. I'm regretting. Damn, now I don't have a way to get out the rain or be able to crank my engine and have some AC. Now it's like I'm really out here again, and I just got out of prison in February, so I know this homeless, this addiction, and this life is not what I want for myself, and it's not what I truly believe I'm supposed to be living. I do not know how to get up out of it. I know how, but I don't know how to stay up out of it. I don't have no problem getting sober. I get sober all the time. I don't stay sober. I don't stay away from the things that's caused me to be right here talking to you guys right now. Crying. Doing an interview and telling the world about my addiction and my family problems for $20. Now I can go buy a pack of cigarettes or go use if I so choose. And that's a shame, but I'm praying to God. I pray to God this helps somebody else or helps me get the strength to not be out here, not live like this. Because I know I'm not supposed to be. I didn't get raised up in the streets and brought up to be a drug addict, even though I was around addicts and alcoholics my whole life growing up. I was around it, but I was not raised up to do it.
And you said you went to prison. How long did you do in prison, man?
My first bid was 2015. That was 18 months. And honestly, I'm lucky I don't have a life sentence for all the stuff that I've done wrong. Mm-hmm. Now, a little backstory on faith in God, man. I don't know if you're a believer. Anybody that is, man, you better believe it. You better have your faith, man, and give him the time. And that's for myself also. God is real. I now have a purpose in this world, I feel like, because of my daughter. I'm not able to provide or fulfill that purpose right now. As a matter of fact, I'm failing and falling flat on my face every minute, every day. Every second I'm not around my child. I'm providing for her, doing something to better her life. So I'm failing at that. My purpose in life is being spit right back in God's face, I feel like. And I'm not smart enough, strong enough, or I don't know, maybe I don't care enough about myself to change it. But it's so ass backwards, y'all. I know I don't want this stuff in my life. I know I don't want to be out here living like this, getting high, putting needles in my arms, making my family worry they feel sick at night because they can't sleep, because they don't know where I'm at, or they would rather me be in jail or prison so they know what I'm doing. And it's sad, man. It's sad that I live this life. And it's sad that I'm going to leave this camera and most likely going to go get high. That's the part that I need to figure out in my brain. The why. Because once I figure out the why, it's going to be what changed my life and what changes, I hope, a million other people's lives if I can. Because addiction is very simple. I'm hurt. And I believe once I was molested by my uncle when I was in 4th grade and introduced to weed in 4th grade, that was my first experience with drugs. Well, 4th grade, I got caught in Bell Elementary for possession of marijuana. My mom's husband's brother, I woke up and the man's hand was in my pants. That was only the one time that I know of, but that's what fucks me up now. How many times did that happen? If I was asleep, how many times did that sick motherfucker do that shit? And Eddie Mallard, I always said I would put a bullet in your fucking head when I seen you next, man, as a grown man. And I didn't. For some reason, when I seen you in Tennessee, I forgave your fuck ass, man. I don't know if I really forgave you, or if I don't know, numbed myself to what really happened, because I didn't do anything. I didn't say nothing to you about it. I didn't ask you why the fuck did you do that to a child. And why did you fuck up my motivation and feelings about my self-worth at that young age? Because from that point forth, for like 5 years, I never told a soul about that shit. And that fucked me up in my head. Like, I felt like I was being punished. I felt like I wasn't doing right or something. I felt like that's why I was being put in that position. And then I felt like it was okay to smoke weed and get high at that young age and do the things that he was influencing me to do. And it's so sick that that's caused me possibly my numbness towards everything in life. Like, I have a switch. It's an on and off switch. And when it's off, it's off. I don't give a fuck about nothing, nobody, and anything. And when it's on, I'm very much the opposite, man. I care about everybody. I'm very good-hearted. I love to make people smile and be happy. Like, I believe that life's too short for us to be out here and not enjoy every moment and be with the people we care about, man.
For sure, man. So another question I want to ask you, man. If you could change anything about your life or decisions that you made, bro, what would it be?
I would change stealing and manipulating my family for my addiction. If I want to get high like I'm getting high now and using drugs now, I'm not stealing from my family. I'm not out here robbing houses or robbing people or getting over on people. Like I told you earlier, the worst thing that I've done since I've been out of prison, since February 8th of 2023, is take from a gas station candy aisle, steal candy bars, and that's not okay. But that's the worst thing I've done besides manipulate and lie to my family about my addiction or what they're giving me money for. And before I went to prison this last time, I'm the worst person I've ever met. There's not a person on this planet that I believe has done more wrong and deserved more punishment than I do from the people that I hurt and the pain I've caused this whole entire city, really. I fucking terrorized all of Gainesville for the last 18 years now. I've been smoking crack and been on dope, man. And just this last couple months since I've been out of prison, I feel like I'm okay using drugs. It's not hurting myself excluded. It's not hurting nobody else. Obviously, it's hurting myself when I know that. I know being a junkie and a crackhead is not helping me be who I want to be. And I know it is obviously hurting my family. That's the reason why I feel so bad about myself and my family. Like, okay, yeah, I hurt all these other people, but my family are the ones that's been there, have not given up on me. And to this day, at this very moment, my grandmother won't even answer my phone calls because I won't stop using drugs. That's the only reason. I'm blocked on my regular number. I have to download a text now number, try to get her to answer or to call from somebody else's phone if I want to hear her voice. And it's a shame that most of the time she's manipulating me and giving me money, and I don't want her to ever think in a million years that I'm only using her or calling her for money. So I hope when she sees this, she knows that's not the case. I know my mother believes that it's not the case, but my grandmother's made it very relevant and said it often this past couple weeks that she thinks I'm only calling her when I need money or when I need something, and it's not. She's the biggest person in this world that I care the most about, that I love the most, that I want to do the most for. Then comes my daughter. I'm a nana's boy, and I'm not afraid to say I love my grandmother. I love my mother too, but I'm a nana's boy. You know, my grandmother is just the most special, careless. She cares nothing about herself. She's so much into doing things for other people, and it makes her feel so good to help somebody else, whether she knows them or not. And that's where I really inspire myself to try to be like that sometimes when I'm sober, at least, or even in my addiction. I think that's why a lot of the women that I've run with in the streets and whatever you want to call it, tricks. I'm a trick myself, by the way, so that's another problem I'm dealing with myself. I have to work through that issue with my past. But I've been okay with people using me for my drugs, my money, or my place to stay, my ride, because I'm getting what makes me feel good, and I know that I deserve better. I know that I deserve better. I've known that for a long time. I know now that I'm not smart enough or whatever to figure out this why, what makes me want to still get high and feel anything other than what I should be feeling, real feelings, emotions. At times, that's all that makes me feel good is emotions and real feelings and my child. And at other times, I'm so numb to this life and this world, and been so, really, I love you, Mom, and my family, but spoiled and damn coddled my whole fucking life. I was very unsheltered, but I was very sheltered. I've never filed my own taxes at 33 years old. I've never done a lot of things as an adult that most grown men have done by 19 or 20. And that's just because my mother and my grandmother love me so much, they do everything they can for me. And that's a shame for me to say that out there to the world. But that's not something that is going to be continuing in my life. If I have any control over it, I will eat a bullet before I continue this lifestyle and let my grandmother leave this earth before she sees me be somebody and become something she can be proud of. And I just want this world, these addicts out here in these streets, these family members that are trying to love and help their addict family members or child or fathers not be addicts. I want to help you guys. Maybe something I say will help y'all, give y'all some motivation or give y'all something to like, damn, this is what he did, so do this to get not that or whatever. And you know, that brings me back to my biological father. Like I said, I don't know if I told y'all, man, he introduced me to crack at 15 years old. A week later, I was a crackhead with my own stem. Now, I have to worry about him every single day because he's on fentanyl and heroin in upstate New York. And I've also been using opiates and fentanyl since I've been out of prison, but off and on for the last 15 years. Anyhow, I, as an addict, have to worry about my father, my addict of a father, whatever you want to call it, on heroin and fentanyl, whether he's dead or alive, or when I call him next, is his phone going to be off? And when it is off, at times I call, I have to wonder, damn, I wonder if he's dead. I wonder if he went to prison for selling dope to somebody that killed him. I wonder if he got shot in the head for coming to the hood and trying to buy a bunch of dope with all his money from the week he done worked for. And Rochester, New York is not no place to play. I've been to a lot of cities and towns and thugged out and hung out by myself with the most ruthless of hoods and ghettos. And I love that shit. For some reason, I love the scary, the adrenaline, the not knowing what's going to happen next, the might have a target on your back. It's kind of something I used to get off on and thrive on, was that fear and motivation, like I wish a motherfucker would type shit. And then at other times, like I was walking across the street with you a minute ago, I'm sure that other guy was either homeless or he's an addict. I could tell by the way he was, I assume by the way he looked. Anyhow, he was 20 feet behind us, and I felt the presence, and I was not comfortable with him being behind us because of my PTSD from prison or people that things I've seen happen to people. What people have done to people in front of me, I've witnessed. I was uncomfortable and felt like at that moment my life was in jeopardy while I was in front of him. That's why I left your side and went behind him, walked behind y'all until he got in front of me. Then I felt safe. That's when I continued, and that's also an issue. I need mental health medication. I don't think any addict is a mental health problem that has a mental health problem has a fucking chance to get sober if they're not taking their medication.
Well, hey man, I want to thank you so much, man, for giving me this interview and taking the time out your day to hopefully help someone that, you know, sees this video.
Guess who's calling me right now, y'all? The man I've been trying to get a hold and get my opiates from. Fentanyl, man, actually, to be honest with y'all. And of course I have to answer it. Yeah, man, give me 1 second. I love y'all. Get clean and get sober and love who loves you. Family's the only thing that matters out here, man. That's it.